Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Very nice. Today we will be talking on the topic Sthul means gross, Suksh means subtle, and Karan means causal body. Three bodies. As per yogic science, we have three bodies. Modern medical science is not properly or agreeing to the yogic science in many times, many cases. They may have different straight one belief that you got one body, which they are dealing, which they are treating, and they think that that is the main thing. Now, from where we got this knowledge that we have three bodies? Who gave us this knowledge? Physical body is visible and we see this body, all right, that's all. No more discussion. But where from these two bodies came? Who will authenticate that you got two more bodies? Who can confirm with authority that yes, we all have two more bodies? Like, say, for any country running the country, there is a constitution, there is certain law which we can see. If any country they got a shape, size, area, it is country, visible. You are Mr. or Miss XYZ, you got a body, you got a form, you got a shape, you got a name, and it is visible. It is not a matter of high level of discussion, argument, or doubt. But you got another two more bodies. Somebody must tell us before even we come to know. Before birth, we came here, we born, and the day we are born, we were not knowing what are the eyes, what are the ears, what are the mouth or the head or hair. Who told us? Our first guru, mother. She taught us that this is your eyes, ears, and so on. Mother was told by further, it is a, we call it a lineage of knowledge. In yogic science, we also have lineage of knowledge from where it started. Yogi said, wait, you are not the end and beginning at the physical level. There is something much more. And today, we will try to understand this from a very authentic ancient Shastra, Tattva Bodha. What Tattva Bodha is saying, I will share that with you and we will go from there. Last week, we were talking about what is Atma, and today we are talking about, on your screen you can see Adi Shankaracharya in the Tattva Bodha, question number 5 or sutra number 5 or shloka number 5. स्थूल शरीरम किम? स्थूल शरीर क्या है? What is स्थूल शरीर? What is gross body? This is the shloka number 5 in the form of question. Now, question is asked, answer is given in shloka number 6. Panchikrat in Sanskrit. Panchikrat, panch mahabhute कृतम सत कर्मजन्यम सुख दुख आदि भोग आयतनम शरीरम अस्ति जायते Vardhate viparinamate. Then aparikshayate vinashyati. Tish vikara vade tasya sthul shariram. जो पंच महाभूतों से बना, पुण्य कर्मों से प्राप्त हुआ, सुख दुख आदि भोगने का क्षेत्र है, और जिसमें अस्तित्व, जन्म, वृद्धि, परिणाम, क्षय और विनाश छह विकार होते हैं, उसे स्थूल शरीर कहते हैं. Here in this shloka, Adi Shankaracharya is defining what is sthul sharir, what is gross body. If anybody is asking you question, what is gross body? You say, no, you see my this body is gross body. Your definition or explanation will end here. But when you will see this definition given by Adi Shankaracharya, many of the things you may be knowing or may not be knowing about your gross body. This is the beauty. How systematically, deeply, nicely Adi Shankaracharya is explaining what is gross body. Let us see in English. Sthul body, gross body comprises of Pancha Mahabhut. First, first character, that this body is comprising of five Mahabhuta, five elements. This is the number one. Which is born of Sat Karma. You must have done some past good deeds. That is why this human body is born. This is what is saying number two. First character, five Mahabhut, five elements. Second character, this body is born because of Sat Karma, because of past good deeds. And an instrument to experience pain and pleasure. Here the word is Sukha Dukha, pain and pleasure. This body is an instrument which experience pain and pleasure. Now it is very clear, through this body, when you are young, you can run 10 kilometers, 5 kilometers. When this body becomes old, you cannot even walk sometime 10 steps. 10 steps equals to 10 miles. So that is a dukha when you are unable to perform many of the activities through this body. But this body become pleasure when you are enjoying your life, mostly in your young days, childhood days. So that is why here Adi Shankaracharya says this body is an instrument, is a yantra which is experiencing either pain or pleasure. And then next characteristics what he says, that this has six modification. This body goes through different six stages. What are these? First is the existence, because this is the integral part of the existence. Second is the birth. Third is the growth. Then there is a result. Then deterioration. And finally death. So these are the six stages of this gross body. One should be, if you are very clear about these things, so you will understand what is this Sthula Sharira. No one will make himself or herself false ego or proud of the body. This is something to be understood. Because any film star you see, those who are coming with lot of artificial presentations, makeup, and all the photoshops, can they claim their body remain same throughout their life? Impossible. But what happens? We people just see them, we forget that this gross body is subject to these six changes, six modifications. If you remember that these modifications, you are also not an exceptional. Your body is not any exception. This body is subject to all these six changes, which includes old age. Deterioration is going to happen. During the childhood, you were not having any specs, your hair was nice. Children like a glowing. Everyone would like to have children in their lap. They feel happy when child is in their lap. Now no one is interested to take you in the lap because now you are old, you are going away, you are going on the retardation side. So this is something to be understood, to be very clear. This clear understanding will lead us to a acceptable life. It is impossible that your gross body will not grow older. This is the like a formula. No one can change it. This is the law of nature. So if we know these formula always in reminding, we will not be running towards the false objects or vishaya of the world. Then is the gross body very clear to everybody? Okay. There is, if you are very clear, so understand that we are having a responsibility to maintain the body in a good health so that all the functions and duties of life are performed properly. Here it does not mean that you ignore the basic requirements and needs of your body. Your body must be taken proper care. That is here what we must understand. Though this is subject to all the six changes, this is subject to all the six modifications which are happening constantly. So body is to be maintained properly, systematically, gross body. Hmm? Now let us go to the next shloka number 7. सूक्ष्म शरीरम किम? सूक्ष्म शरीर किसको कहते हैं? What is सूक्ष्म शरीर? What is subtle body? Let us see the answer in shloka number 8 in Sanskrit. What they say? अpanchikrat पंच महाभूते कृतम सत्कर्मम जन्यम सुख दुख आदि भोग साधनम पंच ज्ञानेन्द्रियाणि पंच कर्मेन्द्रियाणि पंच प्राणदय मनेश्च बुद्धिश्च एवं सप्तदश कलाभि सह तिष्ठति तत्सूक्ष्म शरीरम. लिसन इट केयरफुली. जो सूक्ष्म पांच महाभूतों से बना, सत्कर्म से प्राप्त सुख दुख आदि भोग का साधन है, जो पांच ज्ञानेन्द्रियां, पांच कर्मेंद्रियां, पांच प्राणादि, मन एवं बुद्धि एवं 17 कलाओं से समाहित है, वही सूक्ष्म शरीर है. Let us try to understand in English before I explain further. Sukshma Sharir, subtle body, is comprised of Panch Mahabhut, 5 elements, born out of Satkarma and an instrument to experience pain and pleasure, and contains 17 substances. What are these 17 substances? 5 Gyanendriya, sense of organs, 5 Karmendriya, motor senses, 5 Prana, life force, mind, man, and Buddhi. These are the 17 substances which are taking you into the pain or pleasure. Now see, if there is a pleasure, who will feel the pleasure? Gross body. Gross body feel the pleasure. Then who is there inside? There is man, there is mind. Mind is feeling pleasure on based on what? When your eyes are seeing your friend, your mother, your brother, your very loved one. When you see somebody through your senses, eyes, mind is very happy. Buddhi is very much making all the decisions that today is a very good day. I got a profit. How the profit came into your hand? You got that. These are the karmendriya. Then your gyan indriya. What are the gyan indriya? What are the sense organs? Eyes, ears, nose. These are the gyan indriya. 5 prana. When you are very happy, we study in Yoga Pradipika also. When you are very happy, prana, all 5 prana are balanced. Whenever you are unhappy, there is a dukkha, there is a klesha, there are the obstacles in your life, in your man. That thing will be like a your breathing will be imbalanced. When your breathing is imbalanced, means the inner prana are imbalanced. Because of inner prana imbalance, sometimes head is shaking, hands are shaking. So it means the subtle body is feeling all these things. Subtle body is there. Because of subtle body, gross body has got the reflections. They are appearing on your gross body. Subtle body is going through all this pain and pleasure. And this subtle body also you received out of Sat Karma. Otherwise, there would not have been subtle body. And it is also comprising of subtle Pancha Mahabhuta. What we can say that this subtle body is a kind of reflection, active reflection of our gross body. There is a reflection one we see in the mirror. That reflection, practically, if you break the mirror, is not there. Here, this reflection is active, or I would say, from there, both are very close to each other. If Sukshma body is moving, then you also feel sometime movements on the gross body, not always. Now, for example, mind is saying, let me have chocolate, but your gross body, Sukshma body is saying, have a chocolate. But because of senses, you want to have chocolate. But the gross body is saying, no, buddhi is coming in, no, because doctor has told you have diabetes. So, Sukshma body is also playing its role. Hmm? And what they say that this Sukshma body is inside in every cell. It is not like that. It's a body separately. No, it is in each and every cell, which is having all these 17 substances comprising of that. Then let us see what they say in shloka number 19. Shrotam chakshu rasna granamiti pancha jnanendriyani कान, त्वचा, आंखें, जीभ और नाक, यह पांच ज्ञान इंद्रियां हैं. Which are the five senses? These are panch jnanendriya. Five section: ear, skin, eyes, tongue, and nose. Now, what you think that you know this knowledge, so you are very big. This knowledge is, you can see, 1200 years back, this book was given. They have defined it very clearly that these are the five senses. So we just follow it without questioning, without doubt, anything. Then next what they say, Shrotasya devata, dig devata, tvacho vayu, chakshuh surya, rasanaya varuna, घ्राणस्य अश्विनोः इति ज्ञान इंद्रिय देवता. सुनने के देवता दिशाएं हैं, त्वचा के देवता वायु, आंखों के देवता सूर्य, रसना के देवता वरुण और घ्राण के देवता अश्विनी कुमार हैं. इस प्रकार सब ज्ञान इंद्रियों के देवता हैं. Now this is something very very powerful to understand, that each senses have their own demigods. And these demigods are monitoring or giving powers to your senses. Let us see how the governance of these senses are happening through the respective demigods. In this shloka, Adi Shankaracharya says, the demigod of ear is space. In space, what we say, Dishai, the space around, is the demigod of your hearing. And for your skin, who is the demigod? Air, Vayu Devata in Sanskrit. You can see here Vayu. This is Vayu. You can see here, I am just highlighting Vayu. Sanskrit is Vayu. So Vayu Devata, air demigod. Then for eyes, Chakshu, Surya Devata. For tongue, water Devata, Varun Devata. And for nose, Ashwini twins. Thus, all Gyanendriya senses, there is a master deity, knowledge. Ultimately, Jnana is the final deity of all the five senses, master deity. Now, How you will understand the master deity? For five demigods you may understand. Why it is said that it is the Gyan is the ultimate deity? You might be knowing in Sanskrit we call these senses as Gyan Indriya. Gyan Indriya, you can see even here in the Sanskrit shloka, commonly we call it Gyan Indri, because Gyan is the master deity of all the senses. How? Like say, when you touch something, oh, this is very hot. This is Gyan who is mastering it, touching when you touch. Then it is air. Air was there, so air is the demigod which was telling, no, 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 this is hot air. We are feeling hot. Let us go to the cold air. If it is too cold, no, 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 let us go to the hot. Because air, Vayu Devata is the master of skin. But going to here and there, Gyan Devata is guiding us in the space. If your ears, if it is a good space or bad sound, sound cannot travel in vacuum. You might have done some experiments during your school days in the science. Science prove it. So ears will be useless if there is no space. So Vayu Devata is giving power to your listening. Air is giving power to your skin. If there is no light, how you will see the things? Eyes cannot see. Eyes will be saying, oh, there is a darkness. So eyes use is only good and possible when there is sun, when there is light. If there is no sun, if there is no light, your eyes are useless. Will there be any use for eyes? No. Tongue. Now, always you see, whenever you feel that your mouth is getting dry, you immediately rush for water. If there is no water, there will be no taste. You cannot taste anything without water. Water content is there. And for nose, Ashwini. Ashwini means the horses. Ashwini. Now, nose, whatever smell is coming to you, we cannot see the smell, but we can observe, feel it. You can sense it. So, like when we are eating the food, we eat the food through mouth, but feeling the smell is the Ashwini twins, both nostrils, like the horses. So, if there is a good taste, immediately your mind will start going for the good taste. Oh, wow, that's a good food. So, your tongue will start having the water. So, these all are governed by the Gyan Devata. So, Gyan is the ultimate master deity of all the five senses. Let us now go to the question number, shloka number 11. Shrutasya Vishaya Shabdgrahanam Tvacho Vishaya Sparshgrahanam Chakshu Vishaya Rupgrahanam Rasana Vishaya Rasagrahanam घ्राणस्य विषय गंध ग्रहणम इति। कानों का विषय शब्दों को ग्रहण करना, चमड़ी का विषय स्पर्श ग्रहण करना, आंखों का विषय रूप ग्रहण करना, रसना का विषय स्वाद ग्रहण करना एवं नाक का विषय गंध ग्रहण करना है। Let us try to see the functions of each sense are described in shloka very good in a nicer way. The functions of ears are to receive the sound. Function of skin is to experience the touch. Function of eyes is to see the forms. Function of tongue is to experience the taste. The function of nose is to experience the smell. All five senses are receiving something and then sending its message to your mind, mana. So mind is receiving, but each sense has their own relative function. Like what we do in our life, we see speciality that okay, mother's main job is to take care of child. Okay, finance minister in the government is taking care of the finance. All right, security minister is taking care of the security affairs, like that. So these are the departments gifted in our human body with respect to task or the job. Let us see 12. वाक्पाणि पादपायुष स्थानिति पंच कर्मेंद्रियाणि। वाणी, हाथ, पैर, गुदा, उपस्थ, पांच कर्म इंद्रियां हैं। विच आर द फाइव मोटर सेंसेस? पंच कर्मेंद्रियां, organs of actions are speech, what we are talking now, hands, legs, anus, and genitals. These are the five motor senses. Let us go to the next. वाचो देवता वही, हस्त्योरिंद्र, पादयो विष्णु, पायुर्मृत्यु, उपस्थस्य प्रजापतिरिक्त कर्मेंद्रिय देवता। वाणी के देवता अग्नि, हाथों के देवता इंद्र, पैरों के विष्णु, गुदा के मृत्यु, उपस्थ के प्रजापति हैं। नाउ सी, all demigods are governing your these motor senses. So who are the governors of your motor senses? Which demigods? The governing demigod of each senses are as follows. For speech, fire. For hands, Indra, Indra Devata. For legs, Vishnu. For anus, Mrityu, Lord of Death. For genitals, Prajapati. Prajapati means the demigod of creation, Brahma. So where the creation, procreation happens. So you can see how beautifully these demigods are governing our entire life, our gross body. Let us see the 14 now. Before we go today up to 14, we will do Karan Sharif will do the next week. So Vacho Vishaya Bhashanam, Panarayo Vishayo Vastu Grahanam, Padayor Vishaya Gamanam, Payor Vishaya Malatyaga, उपस्थस्य विषय आनंद इति। वाणी का विषय भाषण है, हाथ का विषय वस्तुओं को ग्रहण करना, पैरों का विषय चलना, गुदा का विषय मल त्याग और उपस्थित का विषय आनंद है। Let us see the functions of all these five motor senses. The function of vacha, mouth, is to speak. The function of hast is to take things, grasp the things. The function of pad, legs, is to walk. The function of payo, anus, is excretion. The function of upast, genital, is pleasure. Now, all the five motor senses functions are described here. Such a beautiful, when you are talking of anatomy, physiology. Yesterday, some students were a little bit worried about how the anatomy, physiology. We can remember in yogic science, you can see how beautifully these anatomy, physiology is given about the gross body, about your sthula sharira outside. We are not going in detail, but basic these must be known to all of us. This is such a beautiful thing. Any question now? If anybody got any question, please feel free to ask before we proceed for practical. Very nice. It looks like that you all were knowing these subjects and now you become master of these subjects. Why? Because every day you were using these all the things what it is explained here, but the explanation become more clear. Do you think that it has given some more insight or some more little explanation? If it is yes, please raise your right hand. Whosoever got little more clarity, very good. Wow, very nice. बहुत अच्छा.